I am the dumbest person in the world. Weeks ago, at the last week of the month, while I was at home, this movie was already out in theaters, released a while ago. If I have saw this movie last month, it would be on the list of the best movie I have seen in March. Meh, whatever. Now that's over. Let's talk about the movie, shall we? Yeah, let's just get this over with. It Follows is a new horror movie, a limited release movie, and it stars, for some reason no one can say her name right, but I'll say it, Maika Monroe. Yeah? Okay, Maika Monroe. Now, she has been in movies such as The Guest, which came out last year, a really great film. Now, in this movie, she has this weird sexual encounter with this guy, and now because of that, there is this supernatural curse where these people follow her around trying to kill her. And the only way to get rid of this curse is to have sex with another person, and the curse gets passed on. Now, this film symbolizes sexual transmitted disease, but the difference is this movie tells its story in a horror fashion, just like in The Babadook, where it tells depression and grief in a monster movie fashion. And both of these movies are very clever, and both of them are very well executed. The thing I really like about this movie is the camera work and the soundtrack itself. Now, this movie is told in a 70s and 80s retro style, like Halloween. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. You got some of the characters watching an old movie from their living room. You got the classroom scene just like in Halloween. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it's pretty good. Now, because of the cinematography and the score, there is apprehension and suspense filling inside you. Now, this film for sure is really creepy, and there are for sure some very creepy visuals. And some of these people that are following this girl are dressed differently just to creep you out. There is this one person that is dressed casually, then there's another person that is designed totally different, which make you pretty uncomfortable. This movie knows how to do things right. There is no over-the-top stupid jump scares. As a matter of fact, the jump scares in this movie is very limited. There is no bad acting, and there is no boring ass plot. There is none of that, unlike in every single modern horror movie. None of that. It feels like you're watching a John Carpenter film with its early soundtrack, great camera work, and some great performances. The girl playing the lead did really well, and you just want her to stay alive. Even the guy who gave her this curse, this disease, he even feels sorry for what he did. And when he gave it to her, he's not like, ha 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 ha, I'm free. No, he feels sorry for what he did. Then you got the girl's friends, which did really great. But the problem is that I didn't really feel attached to them that much. I was more attached to the girl. The main reason why her friends are in this movie is to protect her, and for the majority of the time they just run around. And there was one point where things turn around with her and her friends, but it's so sudden and it's sort of hard getting you adjusted. However, they did great, but don't really care about them that much. Now, as you notice, I said the word creepy a couple of times, but not the word scary. I like the creepy suspense, but the scares are not really executed well that much. It's not like I'm gonna go to bed and have shivers tonight. Things gets really intense and nerve-jangling, but there are a couple of opportunities that could have made me really jump and make me really horrified for an extended amount of minutes. But Still, a creepy movie, it will still creep you out, but a little more work can be there. But overall, this movie is really clever, a really suspenseful film. It's not as great as The Babadook, but it knows what it's doing. The tone is perfect. I really think you should see this film because of what is going on with horror films. It is so rare to find a film like this that comes into theaters. In so many horror films, we got the same stuff over and over again, but movies like The Babadook and this one gives you something really different that gives you a basic plot but is told in a different fashion. Please guys, go see this movie in theaters in your hometown. It's worth the time. I'm giving this movie 8 screams out of 10. So, that is my review of It Follows. Thank you for watching. More reviews on the way.